Whoa. What the hell is this? Damn. Looks like we might be plowing some snow today, boys. Might get to see how the new Toyo AT2 Extremes work out. You can tell the dogs like the snow more than we do. Yeah, she's coming down. Well, okay. I guess I better get the plow on. Alright, boys. Time to get this bad boy hooked up. See if it works. Alright, boys. We're into it. Got the 9'2" Boss DXT V-blade, stainless steel, LED lights, ready to go. 2017 F-250 Power Stroke, brand new Toyo Open Country AT2s, and I can tell you, I just had to go drive about a half an hour to pick up my wife. That's why I'm late right now, and these tires were incredible. So we're off to a good start with those. So let's go plow some snow. Alright guys, so we're off. First tests with the tires in the snow. Like I just said, I had to drive about, well, a half an hour in distance, but honestly it took me 4 hours to get there because of bumper to bumper traffic, transport trucks off the road everywhere, vehicles not able to get up hills, you know, all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I'm on the road right now. Tires were, I was blown away by the tires. They were great. Like, they were absolutely fantastic. The issue was actually my wife, she had the Tundra, and the four-wheel drive, it was like going out, in and out of four-wheel drive. I've had a speed sensor issue on that truck, which affects like ABS and traction control, but it had never affected the four-wheel drive. But today, for the first time, it did. So she was not in a good situation, in traffic, bumper to bumper traffic in terrible weather, with a two-wheel, essentially a two-wheel drive pickup truck with no weight in the box whatsoever. So she just pulled over and parked, and I went in and picked her up. I drove the truck home. I turned it on and off a few times and snapped it into four-wheel drive, and then it worked for me on the way home. But then as I pulled in my driveway, it seemed like it slipped out again. So definitely need to get that fixed. Definitely think that it is has to do with the speed sensors. So I'll get that fixed and get that back on the road again. But she drove this truck home because obviously she was terrified of driving that truck, and I don't blame her. She drove this truck home, and she said there's no issues with that truck. She loved it. She was not a fan of four-wheel drive truck in the snow at all. It actually took a little bit of convincing to get her to drive this truck because of what she had just went through, and I don't blame her. I definitely, you know, explained to her that something must have happened to the four-wheel drive because, you know, a four-wheel drive truck, you don't essentially need weight in the back of the truck. A two-wheel drive, it's an absolute must, but a four-wheel drive, it's not essential. It helps, but it's not essential. So it took a little bit of convincing to get her to drive this truck, but she did, and she was blown away with how well it did. So, you know, awesome for that. Definitely, you know, get that out of the way, get this scare done, get back on the road again. She said no issues driving that truck whatsoever. So she thought the same as I did. The tires were incredible. So that's good, awesome. I mean, that's what you want, right? Spend good money on tires, that's what you want. So the snow has changed over to rain. It's starting to mist right now, so it's going to be heavy. We're at my first commercial property. First plow of the year right here, boys. And the first plow with the Toyo Open Country AT2 Extremes. So yeah, right now it's not a lot of snow. It's probably about 4 inches or so. I'm just putting it into a couple kind of piles here, and then I'm gonna push that stuff off to the side, and then this here I just end up starting a great big pile down here on the far side, and it just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates through the year. So what you want to make sure you do when you're plowing snow is the first snowfall, even though you know it may be predicting rain afterwards, which this one is, push the snow back as far as you possibly can, because if you get a winter with a lot of snow and you don't, you're screwed right off the get-go. If you don't wing, you know, your roads back or push your banks back at the start, and you get a lot of snow, you're gonna be in for a long, long winter, guys. And you're gonna have to remove it, like actually remove it. Bobcat, skid steers, backhoes, loaders, you know, dump trucks, all that stuff. But if you actually wing it back and get it out of the way as far as you can right away, then you know you stand a chance anyway. But if you don't, well, you're screwed. So this isn't like a fantastic test for these tires, you know, because the asphalt underneath it's warming up. So I do have, you know, pretty much down to asphalt. So I'm not, you know, trying to spin on ice and snow and rocks and gravel and things like that. So this isn't a great test for the tires, but you know, I was very impressed with their actual on-road performance. So I'm very excited and very optimistic that these tires are going to be fantastic all winter long in plowing conditions. I'll give you a couple more tips for plowing. So when it comes to your actual truck, plowing is like the hardest thing that you can do to your truck. It's weight on the front end, that's smashing and pounding. You know, you all do it. We run into snowbanks. You know, you got to back up and run in. If you're plowing any driveways or gravel or roads, anything at all, you know, you're hitting rocks and it's bouncing and it's pounding. So the front end is one thing. So yes, you are going to replace front end parts. You absolutely got to replace front end parts. But the big thing that this is very hard on, and it's probably more so for companies that have a few vehicles and they have employees that are using their vehicles, because I mean, if you find an employee that takes as good care of your equipment as you do, then keep them. Do whatever you can do to keep them. Transmission. It is extremely, extremely hard on your transmissions. And the reason why, a couple reasons, is you're starting and stopping all the time. Forward, stop, reverse, stop, drive, you know, non-stop. So just even that repetitive motion over and over and over and over and over again is hard on the transmission as it is. But the hardest thing is you get guys that are a bit rammy, and you know, they don't come to a stop, a complete stop. They'll be backing up, you know, like I am right now, and they'll apply the brakes a little bit and they'll fucking slam it and drive, and away they go. Well, that is like the absolute worst thing you can do for your transmission. So like, I always come to a stop, drive, wait a second, and then go. It's not a race, and if you do what I'm telling you not to do, you're gonna lose that race anyway, because you're gonna end up spending a lot of time at the shop and you're gonna have a lot of downtime, and your customers aren't gonna be happy. You're not gonna make any money. It's not like there's a bunch of money in snow plowing as it is. It's just one of those things that you kind of have to do. If you do seasonal work, you got, you know, these trucks sitting around, so you know, you got to throw a plow on them and keep them going. Unless you know, pack up shop and move down south for the winter, then, you know, right on, show me how you're doing that, please. I'd appreciate it. I'll come join you. So in this amount of snow, I'm actually able to use my full V right from the get-go, right from the very first path. A lot of times when you get more snow, you're not going to be able to do that. You know, you'll have to if you're doing roads, you know, you got to break a path through, so you might have to put it in full V, not full scoop. I said full V, but I meant full scoop. Or wing it off to one side, or, you know, you just can't grab it all. But in this amount of snow, with this truck anyway, I'm absolutely able to do that. And then now some stuff did come off to the side, so, you know, I'm gonna clean that up right now. And you want to clean up the stuff that you're working on. Clean that up right away, because if you got traffic coming in, or yourself driving over top of that over and over and over and over and over again, all you're doing is packing that down and turning it into ice, and your blade is not even going to be able to get down through that and clean it up. So don't just rough in a big area all at one time and then come back and get it later, because you're not going to have a good finished product. That's for sure. Plowing snow, it's actually like one of the 3 sort of circumstances that I use my backup camera. So it does come in handy when you're plowing snow. If you're in tight areas, you need to get close to a building, or, you know, close to a vehicle, or, you know, just all those sort of circumstances. So I do use it when I'm plowing. I use my mirrors just for generally backing up, but, you know, when I'm getting close to something, I can always look down and see where it's at. The other occasions that I use my backup camera for mainly are when I am, you know, in a parking lot. I always back in to a parking space, or pull through, like, so there's double lane, and I'll pull through, and then, you know, I'll use my mirrors to sort of see where I'm at, but then I'll drive ahead where I know I'm a bit too far, and then I'll use the backup camera to back in so that I'm right on the yellow line. I mean, people think with these big trucks that they have to take up 2 spots. You don't at all. I mean, I always park as far away from people as I can anyway, just because I don't want to get my doors dinged and shit. I mean, it's a $90,000 truck, so I don't really want it all dinged up, but you don't need to take up 2 spots. Like, the truck will fit, its nose is not going to be out in the middle of the parking lot, and your rear end can be perfectly within the lines without an issue. So if you see people that are using up 2 spots, they don't need to. just what they decided to do. And the other time I use it, obviously, is hooking up trailers. You know, it's absolutely perfect for hooking up trailers. You're not getting in and out of the truck all the time. You just back onto the ball, go out and hook it up, and start your job. But anyway, guys, I don't really foresee anything magical happening here. It's not a lot of snow, just the first little test for the tires. They pass with flying colors. I'm excited. So I know right off the bat that the traction in snow is very good. They do have the 3-peak rating, so they are, you know, they are certain provinces you need that 3-peak rating in order to technically be in the province with tires on. So they are 3-peak rated, and now the question is, see how they wear, see if they get chewed up on dirt roads, see if I puncture one. But as far as snow test, pass with flying colors. But alright, if something crazy happens, I'll bring you back. But if not, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed my hair. Please like and subscribe if you do like them. Keep up the dialogue, guys. I love it. I look forward to seeing your guys' comments. And oh, there's a guy down in the States. He seen my video on the Toyo AT2's Extreme, and he tried to get a set, and he said he couldn't. And he said he called the local Toyo rep or Toyo dealer, and they said they're not available in the States yet. But I just don't understand how that's possible, because I learned about these tires from watching hotshot guys' videos use them from down in America. So I'm not sure what's going on there, so I wouldn't take the word of the person you're talking to right now. Keep trying. I know they got to be available. I don't know how they wouldn't be. Like I said, PD Diesel or PD Power Diesel. He's a hotshot driver. He drives a Dodge 3500, and he has them on his truck, and he swears by them. Gets great wear out of them. So I'm giving them a try. But all right, guys, take care. Stay safe if you're out in the roads today and you're in and around my area. It's nasty. You guys have a good day. See ya.